Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Guys, we have some news regarding the Champ Chase tournament that will start tomorrow, Friday, January the 9th. We're planning to launch two events simultaneously. We're planning to launch a 2x event to summon legendary champions from Sacred Shards, and also we're planning to launch a 10x event to summon Basim ibn Ishaq from Sacred Shards. He's one of the Assassin's Creed champions, time limited, and there's a 10x chance right here. Now, I want to say that a 2x Sacred Shards event is not the best thing that can happen in terms of a Champ Chase tournament, okay? The thing is that you get a guaranteed 500 points on summon rushes for your Sacred Shards, where most of the time you only get 250 points for your Sacred Shards on Champ Chase tournaments, right? Yes, you have a 2x event here for Sacred Shards, but still most of the time you will get an epic champion, okay? The biggest value here is obviously that you can grab, a time-limited champion, but most likely this time-limited champion here on this 10x will be part of a guaranteed event somehow. At least that's what everybody's expecting. Let's take a look at this champion though. He's also from the Sacred Order. Here we go. And as you can see, we also have the Assassin's Creed tag here. And if you click on it, you can see the event period right here, and that this champion cannot be summoned from shards outside of this event. Okay, that's what this means. He has a very interesting kit. He has weaken on the A1, a 2-hitter. He can spread those debuffs, and the chance increases to 100% if he's under Veil. He ignores a lot of defense on his A2. It's an AoE attack. He can place up block active skills, and if he's under Veil or Perfect Veil, it cannot be blocked by block debuffs. On the A3, he has another 2-hitter, and he deals more damage per each buff and debuff on him, and each buff and debuff on the target, and that stacks up to 100%. That is a lot of damage. On top of that, he's placing a perfect whale buff on this champion for 3 turns, and then gets an extra turn. So basically, you do this, buff perfect veil, and then you do the AoE attack and place the block active skills. Pretty interesting kit, if you ask me. On top of that, he has that everything is permitted passive, obviously, from the assassins, champions, and then this one right here is very nasty. Whenever this champion is attacked, he steals 1 random buff from the attacker and transfers 1 random debuff from this champion to the attacker. These effects will ignore polymorph, occurs once per skill. Will ignore 25% of a target's resistance when using skills if this champion is under Veil, Perfect Veil. So you can theoretically just build him with much less accuracy than what you normally would do. So in general, I would say he's a great champion. Would I break the bank for him and pull all my Sacred Shards? Definitely not. I do have a lot of Sacred Shards saved up. Just in general, I saved a lot of shards over the last couple of weeks. I also bought a couple with, my Aptoide balance. If you haven't checked that out, you definitely should if you're a spender. And yeah, another thing that I want to say is, unless there's something else tied to this Champion Chase tournament, there's really no big reason to go for it, because most likely this extra Summer Rush here, which I already covered in another video where I break down the full Fusion calendar, most likely something special will be tied to the Summer Rush event, so it might be a better idea to save your Sacred Shards for this Summer Rush, because not only do you get a better value for your Sacred Shards in terms of points, there might be also something else tied to the Summer Rush event that you don't want to skip, like a soul for the Fusion, yeah? Having a 5-star soul for this new Fusion, which is the first champion of the new faction, might be worth more than opening your Sacred Shards for a time-limited champion that might be guaranteed anyway, okay? So as you can see, she's the first champion of the Argonauts faction. We don't have any other champions yet. It will take some time until they open up that new faction in Faction Wars. It is not open yet, and it will take a few months until we have a solid champion pool. Yeah, so for now, this stays locked, and you will still have time to complete Faction Wars Hard or Faction Wars Normal even, and collect Lydia or Polara without completing the new Argonauts faction. It will take a few months until this opens up. So yeah, like I said, in my opinion, you should save your shards. Don't go for this 2x. sacred thing. That is not a good idea. It's never a good idea to open sacred shards for champion chase tournaments. What you should do for champion chase tournaments is use those, smaller shards, mystery, ancients, voids. That's when you get a bigger value. But in general, I would use voids for like good progressives if you want to get some of these meta void legendaries. Also, on top of that, you can get points from fragment summons, you can get points from remnant summons, you can get points from your summoning pool, okay, with the free prism summon, or if you bought some prism summons as well. If you, just farm the campaign and you get some of these champions here from the drops, that will also count towards the champion chase tournament. One thing that I forgot, if you complete, at least 4 events and tournaments, which is definitely possible, and grab a full summon for this amazing looking new Lizardman turtle, then you can get, 250 points for this champion chase tournaments just by doing fusion stuff, okay? That is one thing that I want to mention. And by the way, this champion looks so cool. I really love this design. Kind of like a new Krisk, just an epic version. And yeah, it looks absolutely amazing. I haven't looked at his kit, but he has an AoE attack on A1, heals himself, and this is a 5% heal. Not bad. Not a crazy A1, but, an AoE attack on A1 is quite nice if you put him in a stun set. Then he has another heal, heals all allies by 15% of this champion's max HP, and fills the turn meters of all allies by 15%. Also places a 25% increased resistance buff on all allies. So small version, but still nice. And then a revive, as well as an unkillable and a reflect damage on that ally. And the passive heals his champion by 25% of the max HP whenever an ally dies. Heals all allies by 50% of this champion's max HP whenever this champion dies. Interesting. Champion, nice support, nice reviver for the Lizardman if you still need one. He might actually be a good one and a nice healer as well. So yeah, guys, that's been pretty much it for this video. I just wanted to point that out, that it's not a good idea right now to open your sacred shards for this champion chase tournament that will start tomorrow. It's not a good idea. It's always better to open smaller shards, mysteries or ancients, or use other stuff but shards, okay? With that being said, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed, please hit the like button. It really goes a long way. Also, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more raid content. The YouTube algorithms can suggest you a video that you might like right here, and see you in the next one.